Google Docs are very powerful communication and collaboration tools, but one of the downsides to having your students use Google Docs is that when they submit their work, you now have 185 emails in your inbox for each of the documents that were shared with you. One way that you can work around this is by creating a Google form. So here I am in my Google Drive, and what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go to Create, and I'm going to make a form. And this form is going to be an assignment submission form. So I need to give it a title. So we're going to assume, for instance, that my students wrote persuasive essays. So I'm going to give it a title. Choose a theme. And now what I need to do is first put in the directions. So submit your essay here. Then I need to go and put in some questions. So the first question I might have is maybe last name, because eventually all of this data is going to go into a spreadsheet that I'm going to want to be able to sort. So I'm just going to say last name, and this is a text type question, and I'm going to require it. Then the next thing I need to do is I need to add another text question, and maybe this time I'm going to put in their first name, on the off chance that I have kids that happen to have the same last name. My third question is going to be a question about what period they're in, so I can sort the spreadsheet by period. There we go, so I'm pretending I'm teaching first, second, and third. And then the last question I need to put in is going to be a text question where they can paste in the URL to their document. So add URL or web link to your document. So now if I click on View Live Form, here's my form. It has the directions right here at the top. Submit your essay here. They type in their last name, their first name, they choose their period, and then they add the URL to their document. So now that I have that done, the last thing I need to do, and this is kind of a new little quirk in Google Forms, just be aware of, is I need to choose a response destination. So when the kids enter data, where is it going to go? And I want it to go to a new spreadsheet, so I can just leave that first one checked and hit Create. And so now if I look here in my Google Drive, I have the persuasive essay form, but when the student submits an answer, it's going to show up in responses, which is just above it. So what does this look like for the student? So this particular form needs to be posted to your classroom web page. This could be posted as a link, or it could be embedded in a web page, whatever is going to work for you. But the student navigates to this form, and the first thing they need to do is put in their last name, choose their period, and then it says add URL or web link to your document. So what students need to do is they need to go back to their document, click on the share button. The first thing they need to do is check their share settings. So right now this is private. Even if they posted that link in that Google form, I'm not going to be able to open it. Unless they go to change and they say people at Natomas Charter School with link, and then they need to decide what sort of editing rights you need. So you would need to communicate this to them as well. Do you only just need to be able to see it? Or more than likely, you need to be able to comment or maybe even edit on it. So let's say that I need to be able to comment. So I'm just going to choose Can Comment and click Save. Now what the student does is they copy this URL at the top. So they just do Edit Copy, go back to the form, paste in the URL, and hit Submit. And so now, as a teacher, if I go back to Drive and I go to where it says Persuasive Essay Form Responses, what I see populating here is a spreadsheet where the student's last name, first name, their period, and then the link to the document that they wanted to share with me are all posted there. And so now what you're able to do as a teacher when you have a bunch of them here is you can actually use the sorting tools at the top to actually go ahead and sort them. The easiest way is actually just highlight the column, go to Data, and then you'll be able to sort by that range. Right now it's grayed out because I only have one entry here. But you'll be able to first sort by the period, and then you can sort by the last name. So just a handy way to sort of work around having a million different entries in your inbox for when documents have been shared with you.